In terms of quality specs, we sort of have a handshake verbal agreement. We want to be distributing to all of our customers, both on the retail side and the wholesale side, the best of the best that upstate New York has to offer. And with the sort of way that we run our relationships with farmers, it's weekly conversations. This is looking good. Hey, this is looking okay. What do you think? Understanding that every season's different. More than that, every week is different, and we try to avoid the conversation stoppers. It would be a shame for a farmer to have a field full of something that they look at our list, it doesn't match that criteria, and all of a sudden we don't even get the call about it.
I see a crop coming in and it's not quite on schedule. I mean, say, hey, Steph, I think we're going to have beans in 2 weeks, and generally he's pretty flexible. Well, yeah, we can work it in, or it's communication really. I mean, sometimes 2, 3, 10 times a day. I mean, I don't know. Every time is different. But as long as the communication's there, it works pretty well.
The more communication there is, the more in advance, the easier it is to sort of figure this whole thing out and to run these businesses. On the packaging, that's one we are definitely trying to figure out. Having more recently entered the wholesale business, there's a much more sort of strict rules about how things are packed, and I think Phil can probably speak to this very well.
And I think it depends on the product too. I mean, tomatoes, 25-pound box, that's easy. I mean, carrots, 25-pound bag, but when we get into some stuff like bunched beets or scallions, or even kale, or do you want it loose, do you want it bunched, and there's a communication there. Okay, this is going to be a 10-count box, and then we try to spec it so it's the size within the box, and as long as we're consistent and from week to week, it works pretty well. But there's definitely gray areas of certain things that don't fall into the standard spec. I mean, 1 week we did squash blossoms. We put 50 in a box. We put 45 in a box. Do you want them in a flat box? Do you want them in a half bushel box? I mean, there's so many options, and you also have to balance how they get the stuff to the end user. Is it got to ride on the truck? It's got to be stackable on a pallet. I mean, there's so many things that go into play that standard specs don't always work, but we have to be a compromise for both of us.